One of the problems that people have in the studio is recording vocals. Recording vocals actually takes a lot of work, particularly in terms of setting the EQ, setting the compression, setting the gate, setting the correct amount of reverb for your vocals. As someone that does a lot of rock and jazz vocals, that's kind of important to me. I'm not looking for something dry. I'm looking for something that just has the right amount of wetness to the effect. What the mic mechanic does, and why I highly recommend it for your studio, is it really takes away a lot of the guesswork that's done for amateur home musicians in terms of setting really good vocals. Right now I'm using a Samson S12 dynamic mic. Later on in the day I'm going to hook up a large diaphragm condenser microphone and do the same type of demonstration so that we can really hear what it does in both settings. So this is my dynamic mic test. Right now this is completely unaffected. You can hear some sibilance, you can hear some popping. When you hit the tone button, it basically takes all of that away. So it rolled some low end off my voice. It added a little bit of a shimmer. It just really, in my opinion, puts the vocals in the sweet spot in terms of where it needs to be in the mix. So it's, it carves out space for, the bass guitar, for your keys, for your drums, for your guitar. So it really puts your vocals in the sweet spot in terms of where they need to be. The other thing that this does is it adds really good reverbs. What I like to use mostly are the club reverb setting, and I use it set in the middle. So I'm going to add the reverb, and for most of the things that I do, this really is the type of reverb that I want on my vocals. It's just lush, it's not overpowering. One of the things that a lot of home musicians do, home studio engineers do, is they either add too much reverb or not enough reverb, too much compression, not enough compression. This unit really does a really good job of pulling all that together. So I'm going to do two things. First of all, I'm going to go off axis a little bit on my dynamic mic, and you can hear as I go off axis, front, backwards, and etc., that it really does a good job of kind of pulling things in and making them level. I'm going to do that same thing with this unit completely off. So now I'm going to the left, and then I'm going to the right, and then I'm going backwards. So, I went the same amount of distance, and you can hear the difference between the two. The other thing that it does is that it offers subtle pitch correction. It pulls you to the nearest note in the chromatic scale. So if you're doing your cool vocal runs that I cannot pull off, what it does is just smooths everything out nicely. So I'm going to turn this back on, and I'm going to sing a scale, and I'm going to do it twice, once with everything turned on and once with everything turned off. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. 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 So hopefully you can see where the mic mechanic will definitely help you out in your studio. And, let me know if there are any questions. Thanks. Bye.